Now moving on to section 3.2. So in section 3.2, we are going to talk about measurement. So section 3.2 talks about measurement. Okay, so I'm going to split this into either 3 or 4 different sections. The first section that we're going to talk about is the U.S. Customary Units of Measure. So this basically talks about which are the units of measurement that we use in the United States. And what we will be doing is using dimensional analysis. And dimensional analysis involves using conversion rates to change from one unit of measurement to another one. For example, if you want to go from miles to feet or inches to feet and so forth. Okay, that's what we're going to be doing. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about, so the equivalencies between units of length in the U.S. customary system. Okay, so some of the things that you do have to remember that you will have to memorize is that 12 inches, okay, we spell out 12 inches, but the abbreviation is IN equals to 1 foot. The abbreviation for foot or feet is FT. And we also know that 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. And 1 yard, the abbreviation is YD. And we also have that 5,280 feet is equal to 1 mile. MI is the abbreviation for mile, okay? We are also going to look at the equivalencies, and I think for weight, okay? So this I'm going to talk about. So these are the weight equivalencies for weight, okay? So these are units of weight. I'm going to call it units of weight in the U.S., okay? Units of weight. The first one that we will talk about is that 16 ounces, okay, abbreviated OZ, is equal to 1 pound. A pound is abbreviated as LB, and we know that 2,000 pounds is equal to 1 ton, and ton is already short enough, so we don't have an abbreviation for ton. Now we also have units of capacity. So units of capacity would be volume of capacity, so basically for liquids capacity, and we have that 8 fluid ounces, abbreviated as FLOZ, fluid ounces, is equal to 1 cup, and a cup is abbreviated with the letter C simply. Okay, we also have that 2 cups is equal to 1 pint, and we have that 2 pints equal to 1 quart. A quart is abbreviated as QT. And we also have that 4 quarts is equal to 1 gallon. And 1 gallon is abbreviated as GAL. Okay? Now, let's say we want to be able to convert something, okay? So if you wanted to convert something, for example, let's say, let me do a new page over here. So an example. Okay, so let's say that in the example, you want to be able to convert, if it says convert 18 inches to feet. Okay, convert 18 inches to feet. So what you would have to do is, remember, you see where do you start? You start with 18 inches. And with 18 inches, actually, let me write the abbreviated version of it. and you want to be able to multiply by the conversion factor. This right here, what do you multiply? Right here is the conversion factor that we saw a little bit about in the last unit, the conversion factor. And for the conversion factor, you have to match the units. You say, okay, I have inches and I want to get rid of inches. So inches has to go in the denominator so the units cancel out. Otherwise, you will have inches squared, and that's not what you want to do. So in the new units that you want, in this case, feet, is what you would have in the numerator. Okay? So I am going to multiply, and I know for this particular conversion rate is that what? That 1 foot equals 12 inches, right? This right here is my conversion factor. So since I know that inches has to be in the denominator, I'm going to copy the 12 inches in the denominator. And in the numerator, I'm going to copy and I'm going to write 1 foot. Notice the units cancel out. When I multiply across, I have to multiply 18 times 1, which gives me 18. And then I have to multiply the denominator. So notice that when you have here, you imply that you have a 1, okay? So you have 1 times 12. It gives you 12 for the denominator as well. So, and you have 12 feet because the inches were canceled out. Now, notice that this, you can simplify this. Make sure you practice simplifying fractions. But if you were to simplify this, you can divide both numbers by 6, right? So 6 goes into 18 3 times, and 6 goes into 12 2 times. So you have 3 halves. But 3 halves is equivalent to what? We may be able to write this in a little bit, a number that's a little bit easier to conceptualize. So 3.5 is equal to 1.5 feet. What are we saying? What we're saying is that 18 inches actually is also equal to 1.5 foot. Okay, and you will be able to do those with any of the other measurements. If you were cooking, okay, you could say, alrighty, a cup calls for 2.5 pints, right? But a recipe calls for 2.5 pints, and you don't have a pint measurement, and you want to know how many cups that is. So you would say, okay, I know that 2 cups equals to 1 pint. So you would multiply by your conversion factor. So you would say, okay, I have 1 pint in the denominator and 2 cups in the numerator. The pints are going to cancel out, and I'm going to have 2.5 times 2 is equal to 5. So, oh, look at that. 2.5 pints is equivalent to 5 cups. Okay. This concludes the U.S. customary units of measure. The next video is going to talk about the metric system, okay? Just to ensure that you are watching these videos, what I want you to do is in class, I will ask you to give me the conversion so take your height, okay? If you don't want to tell your real height, that's fine too. But convert your height, okay? Your height should be in feet and inches, right? So I am 5'2", roughly. So I would want to convert that to inches, but I want you to show me the conversion. Don't just tell me. So when I see you on Tuesday, I want to see those conversion rates, okay?